Good morning, everyone. I'm just checking here. I hope everything's working. I'm going to do half of this picture at a time. This is to answer Tina's question about how do I turn a picture into something that looks Christmassy. So here we go. What I did is I thought about some things that you could add to your picture to make it Christmassy. So we've got a wreath, Christmas tree, just a regular pine tree here, and a Christmas sled. And we're just going to work on drawing these out today. You can always paint them after you've drawn them, but let's just work on drawing these so that you can add them to your painting or drawing, whatever you're doing for Christmas, okay? Let me just make sure that everything is in the viewer here. I think these first two are, and that's what we're going to start with. Okay, what I did down here is I thought of a Christmas wreath, and I draw everything out in pencil first, and then if I want to add ink to it, I do, or if I just want to go from there and add paint to it, I do, either way. But what I did with this wreath is I saved a few of these little rollers that parchment paper comes on or tinfoil comes on. When I'm done with that, I just keep the roller. So I had two sizes here. And to draw this first one, I just used this biggest tube here and drew around it. And then I had a smaller tube that I put in the middle and drew around it. Now that's what I did down here in this picture. And then from there, I just started adding my pine needles. So to make your pine needles, you just draw a line like this, put a little V in the end of it, and then add these little pine needles, okay, like that. And I found that as I was doing this, I wanted to go up with these pine needles toward the tip, because otherwise they don't look right when you put them on your wreath. Okay, so there's a pine needle. Just a line up, put a little V, and then add your little needles to it. Put as many or as few as you want. You can start out with a few and then add more if you want to. So what I did here is I just went around, I bent these little pine needles. I bent them around. You want to go kind of around here. Okay, and I just kept doing that all the way around. When I got up here, I just remembered to keep bending them. I'm bending mine toward the right. Whatever direction you want to go, just keep going in that direction. Bending mine to the right. And you can see here, you can fill in here. You can put as many or as few as you want. But just keep going, just keep filling in. And you can probably even see on this one, there's still some of my pencil marks in there. It doesn't matter. I just keep going till I get that all filled in like I want it. Okay. And then I added this bow up here. And here's the bow. And the way you make the bow, I'm going to show you. I'll show you right here. The way to make the bow is just make a circle. That's the center of your bow. And then put some little loops on it up here. Just a couple little loops, like little ears or something. And then you just add this part. And I like to put a little bit of indentation on mine. You don't have to, but I do. And then just add your ribbon out here, okay? There you go. That's just a simple little bow. And they're not going to turn out exactly the same way every time. Don't worry about that. They're not even supposed to. If they do, it probably look weird. But there's how I put the bow on my wreath. Now I'm going to do that just real quickly up here. I'm going to make a wreath out of this one. Now this one only has one circle. That's fine. I've done it both ways. It's going to look just fine either way. Okay, here's my pine cones. Or not pine cones, but my my little pine needles sticking out here. Okay, and I'm going around this wreath. So I'm bending everything around this way. Okay? And I'm doing this kind of quick, but that's okay. This is going to be hopefully a little bit shorter video, and tomorrow I'll do some more. Okay. Tomorrow I may do a video and put this actually into a Christmas scene, but let's just do this for now. Get out your paper and pencil or ink pen and just work on doing these to start with. And then if you feel really confident, you can go ahead and add them into your picture. But if you don't feel that confident with it yet, then tomorrow I'll try to do another one that's actually in a picture. Okay? So there's that. And then you can just continue, fill these in. Don't worry about they're touching each other. Yes, they're supposed to. They are going to even overlap each other at times. So don't worry about that. Just kind of keep them going in the same direction. Look back once in a while and see how you think it's doing. Do you think it's filling in like you want it to? If it's not, add some more to it. Okay? Just add until this is as thick or as thin as you want it. I like mine kind of thick, so I just go over them and over them quite a bit. And then this one was just the one circle. I'm going to go here and I'm going to add my little bow. Okay. And then add my ribbon down here. Make them as squiggly or wiggly or not squiggly or wiggly as you want. But let them hang down there. And there you go. Now, if you want to add some Christmas balls to it, and you may want to paint these later, some Christmas bulbs, just get an idea of where you will want those to be and just draw those little circles in there. Some of them may be bigger, some of them may be smaller. We don't know, but just draw them in there. And then you can paint those later, okay? But here again is how we made these pine needles. Okay, just like that. Easy, easy peasy. Make as many or as few as you want, as big or as little as you want. Okay, then we're going to move over here to this next section, and let me see if it is in the viewer. Yes, it is, so that's good. Okay, next view here is our Christmas tree, and I used the same pine needle effect on the Christmas trees. I just drew the center of the Christmas tree and then started adding my pine needles, just like that. And again, you can make this as thick or as thin as you want it to be, okay? And then I just added some boxes under it. This is just a pine tree without anything added to it. Put a little star on top, and here's how I made this star, like that. You can add as much to it as you want, but use whatever kind of star you like, okay? Now, I'm going to do one more here, and then we're going to move over and talk about more of the sleigh and the tree. All right, down here, I tried to think of a really simple sleigh that we could make. And this is just the Christmas sleigh. It's got the bag of toys in the back. And again, I'll go over this and just show you how I did it. Here is how I made the runners. Then I added these little things to hold the sleigh up. And then I made this part. Comes around like this. And then when I got here, I went back out. Take this big dip, because that's where Santa and the bag of gifts stay. And then I went around here, made a little hoop, came back out, and made this dip again, but not as deep as before, because we want it to look like somebody could sit in there. And then I just added this big bag. Okay. And there's no perfect way to do that either. And then just put a little tie on it. Okay. Now I'm going to scoot over. We're going to do another one of those. But let me focus the camera over this way a little more. Maybe I can even pull the picture over a bit more. There. Now I think you can see everything. Okay. Now I want you to notice something down here. I drew this sleigh out again with my pencil first. And then I'm going to go over it right now to show you how I did this. Okay. This is the little runner on the sleigh. Okay. And it does not have to be perfect, people. Here are the little parts that hold the sleigh to this runner. And then I came back here again and I made this dip in there around. Actually, I did that second. I'm sorry. The first part that I did was down here. I did this part first that sits on the runner. Okay, I did that first. And then I did this top piece going down there. That's where Santa and the gifts are going to be. Okay. Then what I did in this one is I'm not going to do this because this was a mistake. I actually took my pencil and I went around here and I did the dip, and that was great. But here's what happened. When I did that and then I added the bag, I want you to look over here. This bag looks like it's sitting outside of the sleigh. So what you need to do if you want the bag to be inside the sleigh is after you draw the bag, erase that part right there. Erase that part so that you can see the bag sitting in the sleigh. All right, I'm going to show you. This part just goes here. This part just goes there. And that's so that the bag now is sitting here inside the sleigh instead of outside of it. You see that? You just play around with these some, and as you do, you will see that. You can probably even see on this one where I erased that inside line, because I always draw these in pencil first, so that if I boo-boo something or want to erase something, I can. I suggest doing it in pencil first, because mistakes are made, and that's okay. All right. Actually, it will work either way. It's just that this one, the bag looks like it's sitting inside the sleigh, and this one, the bag is sitting outside of the sleigh. Okay? And then we'll do just one more here. I'll real quickly show you how I did the tree. Okay, I can go ahead and quickly do this with my pencil. I think I'm just going to, with my pencil, there is the stalk of my Christmas tree. And there's my first little pines sticking out there, my first little needles at the top of the tree. And then I'm going to put some more needles out here, and each one's going to be a little bit longer than the one I did before. Okay? And then I'm just going to add my little needles to this. I hope this is making sense. But here you go. If you made one too short, we'll just go back and make it longer. Or you're doing this with your pencil right now, so you can go back and erase anything you don't like, because this first part you're just doing with your pencil. Okay? And there's lots of ways to make trees. You can just straight up paint them, but for today we're going to do it this way. Okay, and then I'm going to go back in and I'm going to add more pine needles to this and just fill it in. Look at this. I'm going right over that centerpiece so that it looks nice and full. Okay? And again, you're doing it with your pencil right now, so if you don't like it, you can change it. It is totally up to you. Okay? And I'm just going to stop right there. You've got the idea. And then we'll put the little star on top. Just make it the same way I made the other one. And then we can add some Christmas bulbs to this. Again, they're just these little round circles that you create. And they don't have to be perfect. Nothing does. Okay, there we go. And then we can add some Christmas gifts to this if we want to. Easily enough. Okay. We are putting a few Christmas gifts under our tree. Our eyes like to see things in threes. I'm not sure why that is, but so we'll just put 3 gifts on here. Okay. And then I can go back with my ink pen and put a few. And don't worry, you are not trying to follow exactly what you did here with your pencil. You're just going over this, and those pencil lines are just kind of a guideline for you. You can fill in more, you can fill in less. Oops, I should have made that a little more scoopy, but I didn't. It's okay. Because like I always say, nothing in nature is all symmetrical and perfect. I've seen very few things, if anything, that was. Nature is a beautiful mess. Just like us. We are a beautiful mess, aren't we? Okay, and then again, there's the little star on top. You can use any kind of star you want, or whatever you want to put up there. And then here's our simple little gift boxes. Okay. Like I said, you can play with this and add as much or as little to it as you want. That is totally up to you. But anyway, here's a few ideas for you to work on today. And then as you feel confident with these, you can add them into your picture. And tomorrow, that's what we may work on doing, adding this to our picture, and then later we'll paint it. Okay, thank you so much for watching today. I really appreciate it. Tina, I hope that this answered some of your questions and got you started on this. And this will be like a little series of Christmas videos. So we'll do another one tomorrow and another one the day after that. Okay, have a great day. Love you all and take care. Bye for now.